Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Church of the Most High. This is your host, Nickel Bags. Today is Monday, January 19th, 2026, Martin Luther King Day in the United States of America. So, we'd like to wish everybody a happy Martin Luther King Day. Dr. Martin Luther King was a great man. Preach peace. God bless him. God bless his soul. Um, we are going to get into the book of Proverbs right away here. Before we do, we're going to say a little prayer. Father Yahweh in heaven, I ask you and I pray that anybody that hears this and listens to this and sees this is blessed by it, is enlightened and illuminated by it, and is able to incorporate the wisdom you gave us into their lives and pass it forward and pay it forward and live a happier, more fulfilling life because of it. I pray this in your name, Jehovah Allah, and in the name of your Son, Jesus. Thank you. That said, we are getting right into it. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the book of the Proverbs of the Kings of Israel, chapter 19. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also, that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. The foolishness of a man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against Jehovah Allah. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursueth them with words, yet they are lacking to him. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from Allah Yahweh. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto Allah Yahweh, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of Jehovah Allah, that shall stand. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. He that wasteth his father, and chaseth away his mother, is a son that causeth shame, and bringeth reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causes to err from the words of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools. And once again, that was the book of Proverbs, chapter 19. There are 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs, and there are 31 days in most months, so we divide it up, and every day gets a chapter. The next reading is from the book of Psalms. We're reading out of the Authorized King James Version of the Bible here. It's the Old English one, just in case you were wondering or wanted to follow along. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of Psalms, Psalm number 132, a song of degrees. Yahweh, remember David in all his afflictions, how he sware unto Jehovah, and vowed unto the mighty God of Jacob, Surely I will not come into the tabernacle of my house, nor go up into my bed. I will not give sleep to mine eyes, or slumber to my eyelids, until I find out a place for Jehovah, an habitation for the mighty God of Jacob. Lo, we heard of it at Ephratah. We found it in the fields of the wood. We will go into his tabernacles. We will worship at his footstool. Arise, O Yahweh, into thy rest, thou and the ark of thy strength. Let thy priests be clothed with righteousness, and let thy saints shout for joy. For thy servant David's sake, turn not away the face of thine anointed. Allah Yahweh hath sworn in truth unto David, he will not turn from it. Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy throne. If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon thy throne for evermore. For Jehovah Allah hath chosen Zion, he hath desired it for his habitation. This is my rest forever. Here will I dwell, for I have desired it. I will abundantly bless her provision. I will satisfy her poor with bread. I will also clothe her priest with salvation, and her saints shall shout aloud for joy. There will I make the horn of David to bud. I have ordained a lamp for mine anointed. His enemies will I clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish. And once again, that was the book of Psalms, Psalm number 132, from the Authorized King James Version of the Holy Bible. Our next reading is from the Holy Quran. It is a new translation by M.A.S. Abdel Halim from Oxford World Classics, and it is Surah number 56. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The Quran, Surah number 56, Al-Waqi'ah, the inevitable. When the inevitable arrives, no one will be able to deny it has come, bringing low and raising high. When the earth is shaken violently and the mountains are ground to powder and turned to scattered dust, then you will be sorted into three classes. Those on the right, what people they are. And those on the left, what people they are. And those in front, ahead indeed. For these will be the ones brought nearest to Allah in gardens of bliss. Many from the past and a few from later generations. On couches of well-woven cloth they will sit facing each other. Everlasting youths will go round among them with glasses, flagoons, and cups of a pure drink that causes no headache or intoxication. There will be any fruit they choose, the meat of any bird they like, and beautiful-eyed maidens like hidden pearls, a reward for what they used to do. They will hear no idle or sinful talk there, only clean and wholesome speech. On the right, what people they are! They will dwell amid thornless lote trees and clustered acacia with spreading shade, constantly flowing water, abundant fruits, unfailing, unforbidden, with incomparable companions. Companions we have specially created, virginal, loving, of matching age, for those on the right, many from the past and many from later generations. But those on the left, what people they are! They will dwell amid scorching wind and scalding water, in the shadow of black smoke, neither cool nor refreshing. Before they overindulged in luxury and persisted in great sin, always saying, "What? When we are dead and have become dust and bones, shall we then be raised up? And our earliest forefathers too?" Tell them, the earliest and latest generations will all be gathered on a predetermined day, and you who have gone astray and denied the truth will eat from the bitter tree of Zacchum, filling your bellies with it, and drink scalding water, lapping it like thirsty camels. This will be their welcome on the day of judgment. It was we who created you. Will you not believe? Consider the semen you eject. Do you create it yourselves, or are we the creator? We ordained death to be among you. Nothing could stop us if we intended to change you and recreate you in a way unknown to you. You have learned how you were first created. Will you not reflect? Consider the seeds you sow in the ground. Is it you who make them grow, or we? If we wished, we could turn your harvest into chaff and leave you to wail. We are burdened with debt. We are bereft. Consider the water you drink. Was it you who brought it down from the rain cloud, or we? If we wanted, we could make it bitter. Will you not be thankful? Consider the fire you kindle. Is it you who make the wood for it grow, or we? We made it a reminder and useful to those who kindle it. So, friends, glorify the name of our Lord Jehovah Allah, the Supreme. I swear by the position of the stars, a mighty oath if only you knew, that this is truly a noble Quran in a protected record that only the purified can touch, sent down from the God of all worlds. How can you scorn this statement? And how, in return for the livelihood you were given, can you deny it? When the soul of a dying man comes up to his throat while you gaze on, we are nearer to him than you, though you do not see us. Why, if you are not in our power, do you not restore his soul to him, if what you say is true? If that dying person is one of those who will be brought near to Allah, he will have rest, ease, and a garden of bliss. If he is one of those on the right, he will hear, "Peace be on you," from his companions on the right. But if he is one of those who denied the truth and went astray, he will be welcomed with scalding water. He will burn in hell. This is the certain truth. Friends, glorify the name of our Lord Jehovah Allah, the Supreme. And once again, that was the Quran, Surah number 56, Al-Waqi'ah, the Inevitable. And we're going to get into our fourth reading for today. Our fourth reading is from the Book of Wisdom, or the Wisdom of Ben Sirach, or in the King James versions, it's entitled Ecclesiasticus. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the Book of the Wisdom of Yeshua ben Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Burden not thyself above thy power while thou livest, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself. For how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? For if one be smitten against the other, it shall be broken. The rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee, yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he hath need of thee, he will deceive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair, and say, What wantest thou? And he will shame thee by his meats, until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterwards. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee, and shake his head at thee. Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity. If thou be invited of a mighty man, withdraw thyself, and so much the more will he invite thee. Press thou not upon him, lest thou be put back. Stand not far off, lest thou be forgotten. Affect not to be made equal unto him in talk, and believe not his many words. For with much communication will he tempt thee, and smiling upon thee will get out thy secrets. But cruelly he will lay up thy words, and will not spare to do thee hurt, and to put thee in prison. Observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. Love Jehovah Allah all thy life, and call upon him for thy salvation. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely, and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, What fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. The heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil, and a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity, and the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind. And once again, that was the book of the wisdom of Yeshua ben Sirach, Jesus, son of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13. And our final reading for today, last but not least, Jesus always saved the good stuff for last. If you remember the miracle of the water being turned into wine, his very first miracle, by the way, where he enabled an entire party of people who were already drunk. People who were already drunk and drank all the wine. Jesus supplied them more, and it was the good stuff. He saved the best for last. And so we read our gospel last. The gospel according to Matthew is the first of the gospels in the New Testament, so it's easy to find. And we're on chapter 8. In the name of Jehovah Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The book of the gospel according to St. Matthew the Apostle, chapter 8. When he was come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus saith unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. And when Jesus was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion, beseeching him, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And Jesus saith unto him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say unto this man, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled, and said to them that followed, Verily I say to you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And I say unto you, that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And Jesus said unto the centurion, Go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in the selfsame hour. And when Jesus was come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid and sick of a fever. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she arose and ministered unto them. When the even was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils. And he cast out the spirits with his word, and healed all that were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, Himself took our infirmities, and bare our sicknesses. Now, when Jesus saw great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Jesus saith unto him, The foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head. And another of his disciples said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Jesus said unto him, Follow me, and let the dead bury their dead. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. And his disciples came to him, and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And he saith unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? And when he was come to the other side, into the country of the Gergesenes, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of Allah? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them an herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, Go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled, and went their ways into the city, and told everything that was befallen to the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coasts. And once again, that was the Gospel according to St. Matthew the Apostle, the 8th chapter. And that concludes our daily dose reading for today. I again hope and pray that if you've heard this, if you've listened to it, and if you just read it on your own somewhere, that it was a blessing to you and that it is enlightening and illuminating, and you can incorporate it into your life and be happier because of it. Um, and I do pray that the Lord manifests these readings before your eyes out in the real world as you go about your business today, because He does that all the time. You'll be mind blown when you hear somebody acting just like the demoniac. And you just heard it this morning here on the Daily Dose. And it gets even weirder than that, trust me. But until then, let me give you the blessing in the name of Jehovah Allah. Allah Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Jehovah Allah cause his face to shine upon thee and be gracious toward thee. Hashem lift up the countenance upon thee and give you peace. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Stay lit, friends. God bless you.